And now we get ready for 174. Logan Massa and Drew Hughes getting set to square off.
This is a big match. I want to see the attacks that Logan Massa, he's just an elite wrestler here at the college level. He's had a lot of success in open tournaments and freestyle, and won some big tournaments, and got caught on his back last week in Penn State in Strachey, and we'll see how he bounces back in this situation in the leadership role here for the Wolverines.
Well, Logan Massa, as you pointed out, he lost to Penn State's Carter Strachey 7-1 last week. Sean Bormet told us, hey, sometimes over the course of the year, Logan Massa has those quote-unquote dud matches, and hopefully he got that out of his system. Meantime, for Drew Hughes, he is 2-3 this season. A sudden victory over Emil Sundlin of Purdue last Friday night. That would snap a 3-match losing streak.
Yeah, this is one of those matches you see Massa really getting back in a nice job on his shot right there. Scoops that bottom leg up. Now he's looking to clear the head. He's going to push his opponent back there and get in a dangerous situation. You see referee just counting the 2 count. Gives up the, Hughes gave up the takedown here before he got the 3 danger count. So good job by Massa getting out that early attack. So this is 3 attacks already within the first 50 seconds of the match. And this is more like the Logan Massa we know, right? In on low shots, basically tucking back, keeping his ankles free, right? See a lot of guys get tied up right there. You see Hughes gets to that far ankle, but that's really stopped Massa from trying to finish the technique as he turns back in, right, to his opponent, right? Oh, really, hopefully not too bad. It looks like enough where he just anticipated it.
2-1 lead for the number 5 ranked Logan Massa over Drew Hughes. It is a top 20 meeting between these two. Massa, 3 top 5 finishes in the Big Ten championships, including finishing runner-up back in 2017. A 2-time NCAA qualifier, 165 for Drew Hughes, a 3-time NCAA qualifier. Last season, 18-11, 7th place finish at the Big Ten championships.
Nice little inside step shot again. Just that 4th shot in the first minute and a half of the match gets a stall warning on his opponent. And a lot of times, you say, well, he's presenting himself here, but that's just one that the offensive wrestler earned right there by taking 4 committed shots in this instance, and gets the stall warning on Hughes. And if you're looking for bonus points later on in the match, those things come into play. Here's the 5th shot right there. Once again, gets a little bit better look at it. He likes to scoop that bottom leg. He's mainly focused on keeping the ankles free. All right, comes back in. Get a little more hip separation. Look for him to make a big turn.
Well, it's no secret that Logan Massa has had his fair share of injuries to deal with. Sean Bormet told us that he's a passionate person, wears his heart on his sleeve, and that's a big point swing in favor of Logan Massa as he extends his lead to 4-1, under 30 seconds to go in the first period.
Yeah, perfect job right there of Massa, putting his opponent Hughes in the danger position here, past 90 degrees with the shoulder, and actually got the 3 count that time, and Hughes basically submitted and gave him the takedown, and the referee scored it at 2 right before that anyway. So good execution right there. Just so tight.
He's on him like a straitjacket, Jim.
Yeah. It's just...
Drew Hughes was one of the first 2 recruits for Roger Chandler at Michigan State when he took over the program. Him and Jake Tucker were the first 2 recruits. He said when it comes to both guys, they have been good soldiers. And Hughes will not be back next year. He's engaged to his fiancée and will start his life moving forward.
Massa chooses the neutral position to start the 2nd period.
Roger Chandler told us when it comes to Drew Hughes in this matchup that he's got to be willing to withstand the hand fighting and also defend the shots of the number 5 ranked Logan Massa of Michigan.
Yeah, look at Massa's right leg. Okay, so he's going to lead with that right leg and follow up hard with that. See, he leads with the right leg and follows up hard, but attacks to the head to the inside. One more time in on this shot, right? Referee he's just getting better at finishing it every time here. He's been in there the 6th time, and he's gotten, basically 3 good takedowns.
We talked about the finishes for Logan Massa. He actually pinned DJ Washington of Indiana. Washington making some noise at 174. We will see Washington on Monday when Indiana collides against Purdue in another in-state rivalry.
So Ray, watch the right foot right there. It ends up almost acting like the lead step, and he takes that inside left step, comes right after the leg. Really wasn't there, and there's a nice, basically, technique to go behind his opponent there off of the front headlock position. Now he's just amassing points right there. He's got Hughes in a bad way.
Under a minute to go here in the 2nd period. Logan Massa on top of Drew Hughes, 9-3. What impresses me, Jim, about Massa is how fluid he is. I mean, this guy is just so agile and athletic. It is mightily impressive. I feel like Massa could wrestle for days. Like beyond the 7 minutes.
Yeah, I think he could. Yeah, there's no doubt. It's another good shot right there. And this is where he's really good. He's found a way to go ahead and do a little sucker drag off of that shot. So if you respond to his shot and fight him off here, he's got another answer for you. So, his shot basically set up that little sucker drag that he did. So he's right here. Now he's going to come back around, see how around that left arm right there and do a little go behind.
And what's interesting is Massa gets the back of Drew Hughes and then sort of puts his arms out and then goes right back to work.
Well, he's passed the 1 credit course in how to give an escape. Now, one of the best ways to do it is just tell the referee, in the break here that I'm going to let him up. One light would be surprised to see him do that, but we're at the end of the period.
I think Massa's thinking, all right, let me go ahead and get a tech fall on this guy and really sort of put a stamp, especially after the loss to Carter Starachi of Penn State.
I think that loss from last week, which you got to give a lot of credit to Starachi for in that match. He hung in there, and then he got the quick escape, and then was able to break the riding time, and then he was able to catch him in the overtime on his back here. That made the difference. But that's what this season is going to be like. You're going to have these unexpected performances here by these guys. A lot of pitfalls on the road to success, and with not a full season of preparation, I'm expecting more surprises, particularly in the Big Tens, and maybe a few more surprises in the national tournament than what you normally see because of the training conditions.
Well, Jim, the one item that Sean Bourmet told us about Logan Massa is that this Tuesday and Wednesday were his best 2 training sessions of the year. And when it comes to quote-unquote peaking, I think that Massa might be the kind of guy that is peaking at the right time, as we are only weeks away from the Big Ten championships.
Yeah, and when you don't have a lot of competitions, it's hard for your leaders to lead. And, they're battling their way through this, and you've got, Miles Amin, we're going to see a little bit later in a big match, and you've got Massa, and, of course, Stefan Micic, and you alluded to it earlier here that, Coach Bourmet says it's a 50-50 thing at this point here, whether we're going to see Stefan Micic for the rest of the year. I mean, it's going to be that the medical professionals are going to help make that call, or are going to make that call. And right now, he gave us, he handicapped it at about 50-50. So that's where he is at 133. And everybody's wondering, they haven't seen Stefan hit the mat yet. And, he struggled here. So that's what we heard from Coach on our call.
And also what we know, as we have 90 seconds to go in the 3rd period, you need 4 matches in order to qualify. Now, if you do not get 4 matches, you need to win the Big Ten tournament, or your tournament in your conference, in order to qualify for the NCAAs. So you need 4 matches in your weight in order to qualify for the NCAAs. If not, you have to win your conference tournament championship.
Well, you've got Hughes working himself back into this match here with the legs.
Might have seemed like Massa's maybe running out of gas a little bit.
No, I don't think that's the case. I think, you're going up against a guy who puts the legs in. It's pretty tough to get out of that. Look for him to go ahead and probably do some sort of a hard switch.
Shifted again on you.
Yeah, caution on green.
The reason why I say that, Jim, is because he wasn't as active and moving around as much was Logan Massa, but
yeah,
you know, it was just due to the fact that Drew Hughes was in control.
Yeah, he's been able to put that far leg in.
He's not holding.
16-6 as it stands now. It will be a major decision in favor of the number 5 ranked Logan Massa from Michigan. Michigan on top of Michigan State, 15-6. They have won the last 2 matchups in this dual meet. Michigan has won the last 10 dual meets against their in-state rival. It's been 11 years since Michigan State has upended the Wolverines.
Now Hughes getting a little bit, I mean, he's in a pretty good position here, but this is one of those situations where if you can't turn the man, you're just going to ride him out to lose. But, you know, most of this was done by the work by Massa. Early in the match, he was able to get the takedowns, and good solid performance coming back. Hughes showing he's pretty tough in the top position.
So Logan Massa will improve his record to 5-1 with a major decision over Drew Hughes.